All right. The FDA often announces foreign inspection weeks in advance. It gives manufacturers plenty of time to prepare. Just recently, the FDA found an Indian facility in violation citing flying birds, skittering lizards, and roaming cats in the right of the manufacturing plant. If that happened to you, what would happen?
We would be closed. But the difference is right now in India, since we receive so much generic product from India, that all they do is either they move their operation to another plant and swap the different medications produced, or they threaten the United States by saying, if you close this plant, you're going to incur a shortage of product. That's the national security issue that we face today.
Have you ever heard of the FDA waiving a violation? Would they waive a violation for you if it was going to cause a shortage?
No, sir.
Have you heard them ever waive a violation for a foreign manufacturer?
Anecdotally, I've heard it in the press.
Okay. Mr. Cockle, how does Civica's model serve to limit shortages?
Thank you, Senator. We do a number of things that are different from the traditional generic supply chain. It starts with long-term commitments. So the hospitals that partner with Civica commit to multi-year fixed volume contracts. We, in turn, provide that commitment to our suppliers. So that creates a level of stability that doesn't usually exist in the generic drug business.
You have to commit to price too, then.
We commit to price as well.
Price, and yeah.
That's right. And so that lets companies know that they're going to have market share, lets them invest in quality, gives them a commitment to that product. Another thing that we do that is unique is we target a 6-month buffer inventory of every drug. And the reason we do that is if somebody drops out of the market, then we can draw down on that inventory while somebody's making new batches, because it takes a while for companies to ramp up production, even if they have FDA approval to make that drug. We also do a really rigorous quality oversight process of our suppliers. So we're going out actually visiting their facilities, walking the floors, doing an audit, looking at their records, and then we do that on an ongoing basis to ensure that we're choosing suppliers that are less likely to have a failure to supply in the future.
Thank you. Mr. Cashman, what would happen to our nation's supply of antibiotics if your plant were closed?
Chairman Scott, we would be completely dependent on India and China. All of the API comes from either China or India, with the exception of one producer several producers in Europe. With our plant closing, there would be no finished dosage forms whatsoever produced in the United States.
And how many months or years of supply of amoxicillin do we have in the country? Do you have any idea?
No, sir, I don't know that. What I can comment on is we keep a year's worth of API supply at our facility, and we have about a year's worth of finished goods products in our facility as well.
Okay. So does the FDA inspect your facility?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And if you had flying birds and lizards, what would happen?
We would be shut down.
Would they care if there was a shortage?
Excuse me?
Do you think they would care if there was a shortage of amoxicillin?
Chairman Scott, no, I don't think they would care.
Okay. Dr. Edwards, why is it so important that we make active drug ingredients or APIs right here in the United States?
The active pharmaceutical ingredients are the components of the drug that give that medicine the therapeutic effect. Some might say it's the most critical component, given that definition. For us, we've lost this industrial base over 4 to 5 decades now. And it's gotten to the point where, in many cases abroad, we rely on a single source outside the United States to produce the medicines that our seniors and Americans rely on every single day to treat a variety of acute and chronic issues. For us, this truly is a matter of national public health security, but it's also a matter of national security as our warfighters on the battlefield have to deal with the fact that they may be having to utilize a drug that is made with ingredients coming from a potential foreign adversary. It's simply unacceptable.
Mr. Neely, is it too much to ask that plants don't have flying birds and skittering lizards?
No, sir, it's not. And I think it's important to state that quality is not cheap. For every dollar of expense that we spend, 38 cents is spent on quality. What I'm seeing
Say that
is
again.
every dollar of expense that's spent in our plant, 38 cents is based on quality, is spent on quality. So what I'm seeing is our foreign competition is cutting their cost so that they can come up with the lowest price possible to sell to the distributors to get the contracts or get the formulary.